getting my money, and you're asking the parents of the freshman people to pay their money. I want to see where my money's going before I put any money toward or I put any time. Time is difficult. I would easily gladly give them money, but
Mm.
my time I don't want to give them.
Gladly, I will not gladly give money.
I'm just saying if it's my time or my money, I will give them my money because the workload that they're putting these band parents through is ridiculous.
Yeah,
And I just I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. But my son loves it. So,
that's the hard part.
but I don't have to volunteer. Like so he's got an event on Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
right? He's got an event this Saturday. The event's an all-day event. We're supposed to drop him off at the school at 10:30. Has to be there before 10:30. They drive the team all the way to San Antonio where they're going to do a competition, and then they're going to drive him back. So now I'm going to San Antonio to watch them
Mm-hmm.
do this event, which is it's okay. But then they say, "Hey guys, don't feel any pressure, but the percussion team would like to go to IHOP before the game on Saturday."
Mm-hmm.
Which at first I'd had to be there at 10:30, and they're like, "Well, we're gonna meet up at IHOP at 8:30 on a Saturday." After
Mm-hmm.
they had a game on Friday
Mm-hmm.
where they're not gonna be home till 11:30. Um, so I'm just like, you guys ask too much. And of course, my son goes, "Oh, you think you could take me to IHOP?" I'm like,
Yeah,
"Yeah, I'll see what I can do." But yeah, they it's just a lot. It's really a lot.
I know it
It's only
is.
it's only half a year though.
Yeah,
It's only half a year,
yeah.
and then track starts. I don't even want to know what track is like. People tell me horror stories about track as well.
Well, when you showed me that auditorium for the band, I knew there was a lot of work and money going into it.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot. And they're like some of this like so they're hosting an event for a bunch of bands.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, well, the people who run the event, US bands, they get the money from from the tickets
Mm-hmm.
that we sell. And they get the band fees.
Mm.
We don't get any of that. We get all the money from the parking
Mm-hmm.
and they get the money from the concessions.
Mm.
Right? So they're looking forward to this event.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking forward to tons of people showing up, so they want it to be good because this lines their pockets. And I'm like, well, if you're making money, why am I giving you $500-$600 again?
Yep.
Like if you'll have ways to generate revenue other than us, why are we doing? But they also said it's their biggest fundraiser of the year. It's where the most of their money comes from is this
And they
event.
still need $600 a person.
That's
There's like 100 kids in this band, right? You said right?
it's a bunch. It's
Yeah.
a bunch of people in this band. But luckily for me, not so lucky. I don't have to volunteer for this one because the percussion team has to go to San Antonio that day. So they're
Oh, okay.
for a competition. So I will be going to San Antonio with my son, which they will not make me volunteer there
No.
instead of going to Round Rock, which is only 15 minutes down the street from me, and volunteering for 3 shifts.
No, thank you. 3 shifts, 3 hour and a half for hour shifts.
Who said you are misjudging what their shifts are? A shift is 4 hours long, sir.
What? They want how many hours do you have to volunteer for?
I don't even know. I don't remember. But so they said, guys, we're only asking you to do one shift, but you can do as many as you
Yeah.
want. Each shift comes with a free concession ticket. So you can, if you get breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you can get breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I forget something else. I don't know. But yes, 4 hours is a shift. And they said they will be out of there. They'll be out there from 8 o'clock in the morning to 12 o'clock at night
Mm-hmm.
because they're the setup. They're hosting it, so they're there when the before the first people show up, and they're there when the last people leave. And at first, I was talking to Jen. I was like, "We're gonna have to volunteer for this. I don't want to do this, but I think we're gonna have to do it." But then I read the thing, and I was like, "Wait a minute, my son's not gonna be here. I'm out." And
Yes.
wait, I'm gonna tell you something. Some of these band parents absolutely bozo. One guy raised his hand up at the end of this meeting and said, so what happens if your child is in percussion and then they're in San Antonio? Can they make it back in time for this band thing and volunteer? I said, why are you asking for this? You're an idiot. Why we have an out? Why why are
What'd
you
be
doing
funny
this?
is if his son wasn't in percussion, but he's calling you out.
Oh my god. He's like, well, y'all should be getting back around 6 o'clock. So I guess so. Yeah. This is enough time for you guys to do a shift. I'm like, and then they say, how can the bus drop the kids off from San Antonio straight to this other arena? I'm like, Mo, my child definitely now won't be on that bus
Hmm.
because that's
Yeah,
not
no kidding.
happening. So he was like, no, they can't because the percussion team got to take some stuff back to the band hall. So, but the bus might take them from band hall. I'm like, don't worry about that. You won't find my son on that bus.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm jumping out the
Idiot.
window on the interstate and jump into my open arms.
Exactly. Like, what idiot did that? Well, who
No,
wants to do that?
no, thank you. No, no one.
Drive an hour and a half to San Antonio, sit there and watch your child maybe only perform for 15 minutes. The rest of it is watching all the rest of those
Yes.
bands perform. Then to get back on and drive through traffic because now it's Saturday in Austin at 6 o'clock. There better not be a UT football game that day. Oh, Lord. Because now that hour and a half trip is now 2.5 hours. And now they're going to sit there and say, "Oh, do you want to go to this other?" There's, I don't know. They do too much
You know what? I think they're on a bye this week.
this week. Yes, but not. What about November 11th? Because that's the
November 11th. Nope. November 9th is a Saturday, and they're at home that day at 11.
okay. Well, November 9th is because that November 9th is the day we got to go there. This
They're
is the
hosting
day.
Florida.
Florida?
Yep.
Florida's not an SEC,
Yeah,
is
they
it?
are.
Oh, yeah, they are, and they stink.
Yeah. Number 6, Texas hosts unranked Florida.
Host?
Yep. It's
That
at
means
11 a.m. though.
okay, so we just got to fight the traffic of everyone, the drunk people who tailgated, and the game is now over.
Yes.
Oh, that sounds like fun. Yeah, November 9th is, yeah, that's the day. That's the day that he will be in San Antonio and they will be in the other place. I'm not looking. They asked for too much. I just say that.
I agree.
I
All of
just.
these things are like that. So Penelope does gymnastics, and it's not with the school. It's like this gymnastics school,
Hmm.
right? And it's expensive as hell, right? It's like way too much money. But then they say you either have to volunteer 8 hours or pay $200. The first year sign is like, I'm not paying that $200. I'll volunteer. I'm like, you knock yourself out. She she volunteered for some setup, and she had to like unload semis of gymnastics equipment, and it took like 5 hours. And she came home like, I'm never doing that again. The next year, she paid the $200. This
Uh-huh.
year, it's you have to pay to it, and you have to volunteer multiple shifts for these what
No,
they host. That's my thought too. I'm like, you
no,
cannot do this
you can't. No,
because what was happening is people were like, I don't want to do that, so they were paying $200, and they weren't getting enough
they didn't
people.
have enough people
They
to
didn't have enough
volunteer.
people to like unload semis and stuff like that
You
because
got to pay a day worker then.
yeah, like
You're gonna.
$200 is less than 10% of the gymnastics, right? It's probably like 8% of gymnastics cost. If
Uh-huh.
you're already paying like that much money for the year, $200 is nothing, right? To get out of having to do that work because it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
Yes.
work. It's a lot of
Yes.
work. But now they made it so you have to do it and you have to pay. It's like, well, that's garbage. And then Hadley's softball has only 2 hours of volunteering though, so that's or maybe 4 hours. So like that's like nothing. Like hour shifts,
Yeah.
like an hour shift at the concession stand, an hour shift there, and it's any time of the year. So that's not bad. Like help clean up after practice. Like I can do that. Like that's not a big deal. I do that anyway. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, Julian, when he was doing baseball, it was just like you just got to have fruit snacks and drinks for the kids after the game. Sold.
Yeah,
I'll do that.
yep.
I will gladly give the fruit snacks and drinks after the game. That was all you had to
I'll tell you what, that's even a chore sometimes too. Because I coached
do.
I coached 4 years of softball stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
You only get 10 games, right? And this is like the rec league, right? So there's like
Yep. That's
there's like 12 or 13 kids on a team, 10 games, right? So that
mm-hmm.
means 10 weeks of snacks. So and there's 12 parents, 12 kids that have guardians
Yes.
of some variety, right? Now I am volunteering my time to coach, and no one
Uh-huh.
is helping me ever. So when you make the sign up genius, and you're like, "Here's the sign up genius for snacks," and you still get like 3 weeks where no one will sign up for them.
And
And
you
it's
have
like,
to cover those three
yeah,
weeks?
I'll cover
Yep.
one, and then I'll be like, "Remember snacks," and you have to share the link 100 times. And all I'm asking for is to buy a $5 box of Capri Suns, and
Yep.
a
And a
six
snack pack. A
and
snack.
a $6 box of individual goldfish bags, and that's all you need to do. You don't have
That's
to do
it.
anything beyond that. And
Some people take it to the next level
they
and do
do.
more, which is fine, which is
Mm-hmm.
great. But the bare minimum, like you said, it'll cost you $12.
Yep. Capri Suns and goldfish. That's it. And they
And
don't. The Capri Suns
they love it.
they don't even have to be cold. They just bring the box, rip it open, they grab their Capri Suns, and they have a good time.
And
That's
we usually have extras for like the little
mm,
brothers and little sisters that have
yep.
stuff because you can never get the exact amount. So you're
Mm-mm.
like 12. Okay. Well, they only come in boxes of 10. I guess I'm gonna have an extra.
Yeah, I gotta buy 2 boxes now. Oh
Yeah,
no.
still not bad. That's what I'm saying. I'll take that any day of the week.
Yep. And it's still twisting arms to get that to happen sometimes. You're just like,
Yeah.
all right, parents. Ugh.
Want to do the least, you could do it.
Yes. Oh, you want to talk about doing the least?
Well, yes. Which one of us did the
Oh,
least?
I think the Chicago Bears did the least. And here's why. Because
Okay.
they had a goddamn bye week. They had 14 fucking days to prepare for the Washington Commanders. And the way they
Yes.
came out, you would think they just learned the Washington Commanders were a football team at 11:45 that day. What is
Who's
going
this
on?
team?
This team, I've been saying it for 3 years, and I'm going to continue. Well, this is my third year of saying it. Is one of the worst coach teams that. Well, I've been saying it for a long time because they keep whiffing on these coach
On these
hires.
coaches.
Like Eberflus, good guy, right? Fine
Uh
guy,
huh.
great glow up, whatever. He is not a good head coach. He is not a head coach. He mismanages constantly. Guys look unprepared. How, oh, ooh, it's those things. And then they hire Shane Waldron, who I was really down on the first 2 weeks. And then the next four, I was like, oh, maybe he's figured it out. And then they have 2 weeks and they can't do anything. They can't do anything. I've
It was
got,
a vacation time. It was a vacation,
oh my
right?
God.
What are you what are
Coaches
you
aren't
doing
supposed to be on
PTO?
vacation. Coaches get no vacation time. That's the part of being a coach, right? Like, I sleep at the office. Fine, do it. Be prepared for a game. And how in the world can the Bears have DJ Moore and Roma Dunze? And Roma Dunze, I'm going to tell you right now, is open 95% of snaps. How is he not the first read and at least a third of the plays? How is he not the first read? He is never the first read. He is not getting the ball. The man routes up his guy constantly. He's always open and he's not getting the ball because first we have to go to DJ Moore. Then we have to go to Keenan Allen. Then we have to go to Cole Kmet. Oh, by that time, he's got 6 guys chasing him across the field because, oh, I got numbers. I got numbers that are
He's
disturbing.
bringing stats.
Disturbing. I'll start with this one. Bears fourth quarter win probabilities last year versus
Oh no.
Denver in the fourth quarter, mind you, right? The final 15 minutes, they had a 98.1% chance to win that game. Versus Detroit, they had a 98.2% chance to win that game. Versus Cleveland, they had a 91% chance. This is all the fourth quarter, right? This is not first quarter after scoring a couple touchdowns. This is fourth quarter being up by multiple scores with less than 10 minutes to go. And then this Washington game, after scoring and leaving 20 seconds on the
28
clock,
seconds on the
28
clock.
seconds on the clock, 96.4% chance of winning.
That's it? Man, you would have thought that would have been close to like 97, 28 seconds.
They
But I guess
lost
because
all 4 of those games. The probability of losing, like we talked about this last year, losing 3 of them was like 0.001% of losing all 3. What is it
mm,
to lose all 4? It's got to be better than their chances to win the Powerball. I don't
yeah,
understand.
yeah, that's that's tough.
I got another one here, and it is the Bears' first quarter scoring. Come
Is
on.
it is it not been good? Is it not? I'm
It's
thinking it
like
hasn't been good.
0, 0, 0, 3, 0, 7, 0, 0. What in the hell are we doing? That is coaching. That is coaching. If you cannot come out and score occasionally on the first quarter, what are we doing?
You usually get about 1 to 2 possessions in the first quarter.
Yeah, and the first possession is always the one. Last year, the Bears had like
Scripted.
a touchdown percentage of like 80% on first possessions. It was insane. They scored almost every first possession last year, and they had Luke Getzey, who is dim-witted at best as
I
the offensive coordinator.
I watched the game, right? I know you weren't really watching the game; you was watching it on your highlights, not the highlights, but on the phone.
I
You
watched.
was at the
Oh, I was at a softball event,
you
and
was at the softball game. Yeah.
I watched the first half on my phone. I had to turn it off because I was going to start getting loud and mad.
they, they, I don't know what it is. They don't look. You're right. That first 1 or 2 drives, they don't look good. It's like 3 and out, or Caleb takes a sack, and it's like as the game progresses, either the game plan slows down, or it changes, or he gets more comfortable. He looks better later on in the game than he does in the first couple plays.
He
It's
always
I don't
does.
know. And is it preparation? Is he, or is he not prepared? Because those first couple drives, he takes sacks that he doesn't take in the second and third quarter, or the third and fourth quarter.
Yep.
It just looks different. And every time I start watching, I'm like, man, Caleb doesn't look good. And then I come back, I'm like, man, Caleb looks good.
So here is where Caleb has thrived: when they can block and when they play with tempo.
Yes.
When they play with tempo, I don't know why they don't just come out the gate with tempo. Just do
Mm-hmm.
it. You're successful with it. Just do it. Here's the numbers: 0, 3, 0, 0, 7, 0, 0. That is their 7 games first quarter scoring. They've scored 10 points in 7 games in the first
In the
quarter.
first quarter.
Yes. Play with tempo and block for the man. That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
The Bears coming out of the bye. Eberflus is now 1-2 coming out of the bye, so he was successful once, and it was probably that first. It was probably that first year. I think it was that first year when they were absolutely dog shit, and then they came out of the bye and beat the crap for some reason out of the New England. It was the second year, so
Mhm.
like beat the crap out of New England for no reason, and you're like, what? And like Eberflus refused to run up the score on Bill Belichick out of respect. So they had like first and goal from the 5 with like 4 minutes left to go in the game, and they were up by 30, right? And they took knees. I'm like, what are we doing? Right? What are we doing there? Even Peyton Manning was like, well, you got to score that. If you're up on Belichick, you got to do that, right? So
Mhm.
1-2. Nagy was 0-4 coming out of the bye. John Fox was 0-3 coming out of the bye. Mark Trestman was 1-1 coming out of the bye. And you know what the loss score was? 55-14. They lost 55-14 that week, and then they lost 50 something to 10 the next week to the Patriots, right? And then guess what Lovey out of the bye was?
What?
6-3. The man,
Okay.
the man,
So
he was a good coach and a winner. He just did not care about offense for whatever reason. I don't understand. Oh, and then it actually happened. I was talking to you. I'm like, I can't watch the game because I got home, I turned it on, and then they hand off to a fucking offensive tackle playing the fullback position. They cut the fullback on Saturday to make room for guys coming off of injured reserve. So they didn't have a fullback. They didn't have a fullback, so they handed off the offensive tackle. And guess what he does? He fumbles it. Why?
Like someone who doesn't do that all
Because he's
often.
an offensive tackle. His fingers. Have you ever seen Brian Baldinger talk? He lifts up his hands. His fingers point in every different direction except for straight. Right? Those offensive linemen have broken fingers constantly. You know what else the Bears have? The Bears have Roshan Johnson.
Three,
No,
three.
hold on. Roshan Johnson is the only player in the NFL to score on 100% of touches given to him from within the 5, minimum 4 touches. So he's got at least 4 fucking touchdowns on the season from inside the 5. And what do? They don't hand it to him. No, they hand it to the tackle who does not handle the handoff.
It hits him right in the
He's
chest
like,
and bounces
what?
forward.
He's like surprised he's getting it. Like, why do we do that? What are we doing? So I got home and I saw that. And I said, all right, I got to turn this off because I'm going to have an aneurysm. I turned it off. I texted you. I'm like, I can't watch right now. I refuse. Hopefully they come back and win. And you said, looks like they're going to do it. And I said, what? I don't turn on the game. I pull up the ESPN live game cast, right? It is first and 10 from the 45, 12 seconds left or whatever, right? Not even 12 seconds. I don't know what it was. And then it doesn't update. And then it doesn't update. And it doesn't update. I'm like, something has happened. There's either a penalty, there's something that's being reviewed, there was an interception, or there was a touchdown. And then all of a sudden it goes final, 19-14. I'm like, what?
Wait, what? That's what happened?
Yes. It just switched right to final. And I go, was that a Hail Mary? And you said, I was about to tell you not to look. So then I had to look. I had to look.
Yeah.
And then it occupied the next hour of my life.
I was like, oh, you may not want to see this. If you're not looking, please stop. Please don't.
And here's the worst part. No, it was the worst part, right? Because I sat there and stewed. Like I saw red. I could have burnt holes through my computer monitor with my eye beams. It wasn't until later that evening I saw the Tyreek Stevenson clip.
I didn't see it till the next day.
And then it was like, oh, I thought this train was going to stop. Shovel some more coal into that oven. I was ready to drive to Chicago and knock on doors. Are you Tyreek Stevenson? No. Are you Tyreek Stevenson? No. I was going to go to all, like, 10 million people in the Chicago metropolitan area until I found Tyreek Stevenson. And I was going to let him know that was the worst thing I've ever seen. What in the world? What in the world are we doing? And then to be the guy to come over and go punched into the air to the guy he's supposed to be covering? What? What are we doing? That
he jumped really high to get that ball too. He jumped really high.
That is coaching. The Bears ended the game with 3 timeouts in their pocket. They could have called one at any moment. Eberflus was running down screaming at people, call a fucking timeout. That's what they exist for. That's what they exist for. And then the play before that, they were on the goddamn their own 40. And what did the Bears do? Well, they're going to throw the bomb. Jane Daniels is going to throw a ball 80 yards in the air for a touchdown. No, they have everybody back, and then they just run a quick 12-yard out. Uncontested,
just a little bit more yards. Just a little bit more.
Got him closer. Then they only rush 3, and they have a spy on Jaden Daniels. So they were so worried that Jaden Daniels was going to
run
a 50-yard run with 10 guys in front of him, all standing at the goal line. What was going to happen? Oh, the previous week, the Lions were playing the Vikings. And the Vikings were down to a situation where they were throwing a Hail Mary. What did the Lions do? They rushed 5 and sacked the shit out of Sam Darnold. He got the snap and hit the ground. He didn't get a chance to throw a snap. He didn't get a chance to throw it. That is what you do in Hail Mary situations. Hail Mary succeeds so small amount of time. Rush 5, rush 7. I don't care. Rush whatever you can and get them. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, it was tough. It was tough. I was watching it, and I was just like, oh, that's not first. he kind of y'all rush three, and you do have some success at first. You take him off the plot. He can't plant his feet. But the problem is when you send three and they're blocking with five,
Yeah,
they eventually got to him
yeah.
and gave him all the
Do you know
time
how long
in the.
Jaden Daniels held the ball before he threw it?
It'd be like 5, 6, 7 seconds.
12.8 seconds.
That's enough time for an NFL cornerback from the goal line to get to the 50 and send a blitz. They could have sent the person who was originally on the goal line to blitz him.
They
And
had another guy there, but he was playing a spy on Jaden Daniels.
you never know. You don't want Music City Miracle going on. You don't want the toss back and forth.
I would have preferred the toss
You,
back. And
everyone in the world would have.
and here's why. Because it's like, oh, well, that's just crazy. Like, what are you gonna do about that, right? They can't. You like, yeah,
you can't play for that. You can't.
you'd
Yeah.
want it not to happen. Like when the Patriots lost to the Dolphins. Yeah, the
Mhm.
Patriots, I'm sure, were pissed that they use that as an example for like don't gamble too much commercials. Have you seen that one? It's like
Mhm.
only gamble what you can afford to lose, because then they show that Dolphins play where they beat the Patriots with the last second bunch of laterals and shit. Right? That stuff happens
It happened.
very rarely, and when it does, like, what you can just throw your hands in the air and be like, well, that's stupid.
But so this Hail Mary's almost the same.
The Hail Mary is defensible, and they were there to defend it. But the
Well,
man
someone was it.
The man
Someone
who
was it.
punched the ball in the air was supposed to be defending the tip
The,
guy in the back, and was
the
not
guy.
doing that. And if he
No, he
was,
wasn't.
game's over. And if that happened, so let's say the Bears did that. The Bears are now 5-2. They'd be
Mm-hmm.
third in the NFC North, and you know what we'd be talking about? We would be talking about
The Bears going to the playoffs,
no,
or
no one will be talking about. Not a single politician or pundit would be like, let's not be the Bears this week and not be prepared for the. No one would be saying that. No one. They'd be talking about DeAndre Swift hurdling a grown man. They'd be talking about this right here. Here's DeAndre Swift getting a handoff, jumping over a man, a grown man. That's what they'd be talking about right there. And then they'd be talking about the hit that Caleb took and that pass to DJ Moore. That sudden, if they would have scored on the neck when they got down to the goal line instead of handing off to the offensive tackle, oh,
that play that rattled DJ
DJ
Moore's
Moore.
brain for a little
Yeah.
bit.
Now
I was like, oh
that
no.
play was ridiculous. That was a big boy throw.
It was.
But wait till you see how ridiculous the protection was on this, right? Oh, DeAndre Swift thought the guy was going to cover him, so he took off. No, that guy was going to blitz, and Caleb takes one right in the chin and hits DJ
That's a
Moore.
good pass.
That's an outstanding throw. Dropped it in there like nobody's business. That's what we'll be talking about. Yeah, Caleb had a very rough first 3 quarters, but you know what Caleb has done consistently? Been very good in the fourth quarter.
He's finished games.
Like,
Listen, I like Caleb. I like what he's doing. I was worried that you guys were beating up on really bad teams and looking, and so we really get to see how good he is. But he played well.
yeah,
He played well. Y'all played good enough to I say y'all played good enough to win that game. Y'all were ahead late in the game, which means
they deserve to lose that game.
they kind of did. The handoff to the offensive tackle was when I was like,
You deserve to lose.
yeah, they don't need to win this game. But with that said, they came back, played good defense, made a nice drive, got down, got the touchdown, and got the lead with the 28 seconds left to go in the game.
If it wasn't for the Hail Mary, the Commanders would not have scored a touchdown. They would have been held to four field goals.
Yep.
The Bears defensive ranks right now, they're ranked number 1 in the red zone. They're ranked 2nd on goal-to-go snaps. They're ranked 6th on third down. They're ranked 1st in success percentage, and they're ranked 3rd in defensive EPA per snap. They are a top-tier defense. They shut down Jaden Daniels minus a handful of throws. And I'm going to throw the Hail Mary out. right? Because
Yeah.
that's no skill of Jane Daniels. He threw it down there.
He threw it where all the people were.
He threw it to where it was at, like
Yeah.
you're supposed to do, right? So
Yep.
he's got such a strong arm, and he's so good on the deep ball. But they stymied him, except for when Tyreek Stevenson got burnt for the 60-yard pass on 3rd and 8 down the left sideline to Terry McLaurin that set up one of their field goals. Right? They didn't let him score. Like they kept him in
Yeah.
field goals the entire time. And they had like goal to go. They were like first and goal from the 6 sometimes, right? And
I,
they couldn't get anywhere.
that team is missing something. The
Yes.
Washington team, they, at this point in time, they can't finish
No,
drives.
they're missing a really
They
strong
can't finish
back.
drives.
I think Brian Robinson Jr. is a fine back,
And
but
I think Austin Eckler's a good complimentary back
yeah,
too. But
but
I don't, it's
they need
I
like a
think it's the
Derrick
game
Henry.
plan once they get down. Well, everyone needs like a Derrick Henry.
Yep. Yes, they do.
Yeah, there's not too many people that says, no, I think I'll take someone else. I'm good with what I have. No, if I can get Derrick Henry, I'm
Nah,
taking Derrick Henry.
we wouldn't be doing what he's doing now with our team, right?
Yes. Oh man, it was rough. It was rough. But at least, well, I'm gonna say this. Well, I have a hard time staying up for Monday night games.
Yes.
That's just I get tired. Saturdays is when I watch all my football. So for my team to be playing on Monday night football, I kind of knew I probably won't finish this game. Right? I
Yeah.
probably won't finish. And the punt return for a touchdown put me to sleep. It might as well have been an Ambien because it was like, all right, time for me to go to sleep. This doesn't need to happen. And before that, Giants played pretty good defense. The Giants were moving the ball, getting the ball into the red
They
zone.
can't get in the end zone to save their lives.
And once again, it's the same problem. How many illegal motions or guy downfield or holding on the offense that shut plays down in the red? There was a touchdown taken off the board for illegal formation.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's the simple things like that that is absolutely killing drives. There are bad passes that does it as well. There are bad drops that do it as well. Slayton had one where he was wide open. Any other quarterback would have hit him in stride and he would have been able to go either make that man miss. Daniel Jones stood a little bit high, which caused Slayton to jump up, get dropped from the back, and then drop the ball. Like you got to place that ball, and he's got to place it better.
He throws behind people a lot. He also doesn't throw with his feet set a lot too, and for no reason. He's got happy feet. Like he's not being forced out of the
scared.
pocket.
He's scared. He's definitely scared.
But
He's definitely.
he had another play similar to the week before where, when neighbors pointed out Slayton over the middle,
Mm-hmm.
he had him this time, didn't have to be pointed out to him, and 100% threw it behind him, and Slayton had to like stop and catch it behind him, and then fell to the ground for only like an 8-yard gain, as opposed to if he would have hit him in stride,
In stride.
he might have been able to keep going across the field and cut it up, and didn't.
It's like his brain sees it too slow, and he tries to get it fast to him, and it's always behind him.
Yeah,
He threw. Not gonna lie though, he threw a few good deep balls this
he
game.
did. Yeah,
He threw. Slayton is his guy. When it goes deep, Slayton's guy. He also missed Neighbors deep. He threw some bad ones. That one I think Neighbors was held on. The guy was definitely holding on to his hand, which prevented him to get it. But it also wasn't dropped in and wasn't a great pass to begin with. Needs to say. I'm glad that Dabo listened to me, and I said, I know Singletary's your guy. I know he's your guy. Tracy is the starting back for that team.
there's something about
From here to the future. From here to the future.
like you look at him, and there's just something about when he plays, he looks better. I don't know if he's like
Yes.
he's like physically better than Singletary. Just when he plays faster and he hits holes better.
He hits holes faster. He's elusive. It looks like the game is not slowed down, but he fakes into holes and cuts back fast enough to get open. He just has some shiftiness that Singletary hadn't been having. Singletary's waiting for the holes to develop, and He's playing behind the Giants' offensive line. Sometimes they don't develop. Sometimes, but Tyrone Tracy with the 40-yard, and even before the 40-yard touchdown, he is the starting running back for that Giants
Mm-hmm.
team. Should be going forward. That's the one bright spot I can say. They've been saying how this draft was um Shane's best draft he had.
Mm-hmm.
He drafted two DBs that are starters,
Mm-hmm.
Newbin and Phillips, and they've been playing very
Yeah, I
well.
like Newman.
He drafted Theo Johnson, who's yet to really showcase what he can do. He's a big guy. He should be better. But he also drafted Tracy in the 5th round,
Mm-hmm.
who's shown that he's got what it takes to be a starter in the league. And he's drafted Neighbors. It was a very solid draft
Yeah.
for him. Too bad Daniel Jones probably won't get to see this team, like, because it's just I didn't even see the terrible play. Of course, the Giants would do something like that because I was making fun of the Bears because I said, why would you do that? Why are you being too fancy? Luckily for us, it was a 2-point conversion play and not a real play, but they are real plays because it would have helped us,
Yep.
right? So I you said, let me see what was the text that you sent me. Because like I said, I told you at this time they have already run the punt return back,
Yes.
and I'm sleeping.
Oh, I
I'm
didn't know you
laying
were
down
asleep.
in
I
bed.
wouldn't have
No, no,
messaged you.
no, I wasn't sleeping. I was laying down in bed. I'd already lost in fantasy in all my leagues all across the world,
Oh
and I
no, did
was
you get
sad.
cut too?
Oh, I got cut. I was cut first games. Like it was it was so bad. It was so bad. You said, what did you
I
say?
think I said, "Oh no."
Oh yeah, you just said oh no. So I thought when you said oh no, I thought, oh no, the neighbors die. Did they that's what I said, what happened? And he was like, the Giants went for two with some crazy formation. I was like, oh, that's par for the course. And then I see the play.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, what are we doing? What are we doing? And I don't still don't know what happened on that play. All I know is I heard Evan Neal say, that's my fault. I said, what, you don't even come in the game anymore. They put you on the play for this trick
Have
play.
you not seen the play?
I saw all I saw. I didn't see the whole. All I saw was the hike, and no one moved except for the defender. And he just hits. He could have destroyed neighbors, but he just kind of just bumps into him so he doesn't catch the ball. But what did Neil do?
Here it is. Here's how they line up:
Uh-huh.
three a center and two guards. Daniel Jones from the shotgun. You got,
Yep.
I guess, Slayton over here on the far
Uh-huh.
right with a defender on him.
And you got
Neighbors.
a wall and four people in
You
front
got
of
Evan
you.
Neal there. You got your two tackles. You got Singletary's right here. You got some other people right here. The goal is snap, screen, wall of
Just
people,
wall.
and neighbors.
Yes.
Now look, the Steelers are like, I don't know what's going on. They're just standing around. The Giants, the guys over there on the left, there's five guys there.
Yes.
None of them are ready for the snap.
None. I
What?
saw one guy look back like, what
Watch
is the
this.
snap
Watch
going?
this guy right here.
One is eligible.
Nobody moved. Nobody moved.
None.
They're like, what's going on?
Somebody
And
somebody's looking back at the play call like when it was the snap coming.
this is the crazy. Like, I get what they're trying to do, right?
Yes.
Like, they're gonna just have a wall of people, and neighbors is just gonna like ride Evan Neal's piggyback all the way in, right? Like,
uh
but that snap, the dude is through. The ball's not. They're lucky it wasn't a
This-
pick too.
He's lucky he didn't absolutely kill neighbors.
Yeah.
He takes it so easy.
Yeah, there's two things. Like, the dude's
So
probably like,
easy.
I must have done something wrong. He's waiting for a flag because there's
So
no way
I-
it should be this easy. Like, he got through. One, we're lucky it wasn't he'd take it back to the house for 2 points, right? Which is the thing. Like, well, that never happens. We were talking about 2 weeks ago, right? And then you're right. He's lucky that neighbors just didn't get his bell rung.
Yeah, he takes it so easy on neighbors. He just like,
Yeah, he pulls
okay,
up.
the
He's
ball's
like,
dropped. Yeah,
okay. And like,
like you said,
The
he's
Steelers
like,
are
I
still
must have
there,
did
like,
something wrong.
I don't know what's happening. They don't even know what's going on. Like, those guys We're like, what are we supposed to do? Like, they're so confused. Everyone's confused by this, even the Giants. And that's the bad part.
Even the Giant. That's the look. Now they're moving forward. Like, oh, is the play going on now?
Yeah.
No, it's over, sir.
Look at it. They're doing the wall, but the ball's already been down. Daniel Jones is already swearing and screaming at somebody. Singletary's already taking the blame, and Neighbors is like, I don't know. And it's insane. When they lined up, I was like, oh no, it's gonna be like Zeke snapping the ball to Dak. I'm like, there's only 3 guys there, but the Steelers didn't line up that way. The Steelers were smart. They would have known it was going to one of 2 places.
Yep.
Obviously, it's probably going to the place where there's 5 guys ready to block for Neighbors.
It's probably an option, right?
Yeah.
It's probably okay. We'll see how the Steelers line up. If they line up light, Daniel Jones is running that in.
Yep.
There's probably never a time where Slayton, the one-on-one guy, gets the ball.
Nope.
It's either Neighbors or it's Daniel
run it
Jones.
in, yeah.
That's probably it. But the line, you can clearly see it's not favorable for Daniel Jones. It's only favorable for Neighbors in this position.
Yep.
So they go where they're supposed. Yeah,
Got a
Daniel Jones is
linebacker
not
here.
running this one.
Linebacker here. You got 3 guys, 5 guys over here on this side. But yeah, this one linebacker that's over to Daniel Jones's right. Yeah, DJ's not running this in.
He's not running that in.
There's no world in which it happens unless he does like DeAndre Swift and jumps over the guy. There's no way. There's no way beyond it, right? These 5 guys here, you got 3. They're just like kind of like I don't know what's going on. Just wait to see what happens.
It's 5 guys on effectively 3,
Yep.
or 4 guys on effectively 2 or so. You could say,
Yeah.
That should have been a throw and catch for the end zone.
You think?
But they obviously don't practice that. He obviously drew that up on the sideline.
Yeah, he's like the water boy, right? Like there's the Fonz drawing up a play all of a sudden, and they go execute it with no practice, right?
Oh, and then there's that, and then I was like, okay, this game is over. But then I see,
Russ strip sacked on the next possession.
Russ strip sack on the next possession. Giants got the ball. Let's
in Pittsburgh
go.
territory. I think they get.
Let's go.
I'm like, oh man,
Yeah.
the Giants are not. And first, I was kind of bemoaning the fact that they went for 2 here. They're down 14. They score a touchdown. And they go for 2, and I get it. 2% 2-point tries work 51% of the time. So if it
But
doesn't,
they weren't down 14. They were down 11. They were trying to get it down to because that play I think put them down.
They were down 14. They scored the touchdown, so that puts them down 8, right?
Yes.
So instead
8.
of kicking the field goal and being down just a touchdown, an extra point, they go for 2, thinking if they miss that one, then they'll get the next one because the percentages are there, right? If you miss one, you'll make the next one, right? If all things were even, right? Like if that's how things worked. But I think that is dependent upon a functional offense, right? Like the Giants are really struggling to get in the end zone, and then they do get in the end zone. They're like, "Well, we're going to get in the end zone 2 times in 1 minute." I'm like, I don't think it's going to happen. You can't get in the end zone, whatever.
So on that, after the strip sack, I'm thinking they're already in field goal range.
Yes.
Worst case scenario,
Mm-hmm.
3. Let the defense do their job. Now you're going for the win.
Yep.
Right. 3rd down.
Yep.
Of course, it doesn't happen on 1st or 2nd down. It happens on the down where you're just like, okay, just hold on to the ball. We're kicking a field goal. Junior Jones gets sacked,
Strip sack.
I think it was sacked 2 plays back to back. I don't know.
It was rough.
But strip sack. Now we don't have a field goal. They come down. I don't think they score.
No, they punt.
They punt because the defense has been playing good. The only thing happens, special teams gave up a big touchdown that really killed them.
Yep.
And then they come down. The Giants come down because now they can score again. They still got opportunity.
They're out of timeouts, though, is the thing. So Daniel Jones can't take a sack because it's going to kill a lot of clock, possibly end the game.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of taking the sack or throwing the ball out of bounds, he just kind of he doesn't have his feet on the ground. He just kind of jumps and falls backwards and chucks it up there and just misses and is picked off, and the game's over.
And the game's over. Oh, man. If I got to lose to anyone, I don't mind losing to the Steelers. I like Russ. I'm rooting for Russ. I'm rooting for Mike Tomlin. I will say that the Giants' right tackle said, I want to play TJ Watt one on one. I don't want any help before the game. I don't want any help.
Mm-hmm.
I think he said that so that they can help the left tackle who they picked up off of San Francisco's practice squad,
Yeah.
from the practice squad to the starting lineup.
Yeah.
That is not bode well for all the players on the Giants team
Yeah.
that had been there through training camp, had OTAs. They
What's that
had
tell you about Evan Neal?
no legitimate backup
Yep.
on that team to start. The guy went from the practice squad of a team to the starting left tackle. Left tackle, one of the most important position on the field for your offense.
Yep.
I said, this is not good. This
No.
does not bode well
No.
at all. And but that's what he said. He was like, yeah, I want TJ Watt by myself. He didn't want that. TJ Watt was responsible for a few sacks.
Several. I think two strip sacks in the game.
Yeah, he didn't want that.
No.
No one really wants that. No one wants to. That's something that you say, but you hope no one hears them.
Yeah, you
because
mumble.
you don't really.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll take TJ Watt.
I could take TJ Watt. What'd you say? Nothing.
Nothing, sir.
Nothing.
Yeah. I watched more of the Giants game than I did of the Bears game, and
I watched more of the Bears games than I did of the Giants.
yeah, like to me, that's low stress watching. I don't get
Other teams.
Neither team's my team. It's like whatever. I like the Steelers. I like to see the Giants win. Whatever. It don't matter none. Daniel Jones is done. There's
nothing that can save them.
No,
that's the thing. The playoffs was the only thing that could have possibly saved them, and they're not mathematically out, but they're mathematically out.
Yeah,
they're out.
They're what, 2-5 or 2-6?
2-5, 7 games played, right? 7 weeks.
No, that was week 8.
They haven't had their bye.
Then they're
2-6.
Yeah,
2-6.
So unless they've
got Washington next week.
Yeah.
Which I think they can win. They played good enough against Washington the first time. They probably should have won that.
I think this
game.
one's at home too, so you got that going for you.
No, we don't have going for us because Daniel Jones hasn't thrown a touchdown. Yeah. so that does not go.
Yeah,
so if we could win this one, then it's Commanders, and then we play the Panthers
in Germany.
So maybe
when that game was announced, I was like, "Oh, poor Germans," because they're getting the Giants and the Panthers. And then it was announced that Machine Gun Kelly is the opening musical act for the game.
Oh my god!
Like somebody must have pissed off Roger Goodell or something like that. He's in Germany. Like, who knows? Like my last bratwurst was bad. And so that's what's happening there. So the Panthers are definitely a winnable game. But the thing that makes it a wild card game is the fact that you got both teams are flying 10 hours overseas to play that game, right? So who knows what it does for anybody, right? Maybe it's good for you guys, maybe it isn't.
Maybe the further away the Giants Daniel Jones gets away from the stadium, he's better.
It turns out somebody like clipped off some of his hair and buried it in the stadium, put a curse on it, and now he can't do anything there.
Yeah, his last win was in Seattle. That you don't get much further away from New York than Seattle.
Oh boy, that just reminded me of a Bears stat. Do you know the last time the Bears won on the road on a Sunday was? It was December of 2021. The last time the Bears won on a Sunday on the road. Yes.
You know most of the games are on Sunday.
Yes, I do know that. And half of them are on the road. They haven't won a road game on a Sunday since 2021.
That's tough.
It's very tough.
Do you want to hear that I thought that was funny? Yeah. Lamar Jackson has only lost to one NFC team in his whole, and it was the Giants.
Yeah.
I don't even remember it. I don't even remember this game.
I know I don't remember it.
I think Daniel Jones was the quarterback. Like,
yeah, I think you're right.
Oh my God. I was like, really? One NFC team. He plays for a year, and he's played for a year since.
Yeah, he's played every one of them. The only one he's lost to is the Giants.
Winners. That's why we're winners.
Except for this last week.
And in multiple weeks we haven't been winners, but we're
Yeah, that Browns game was a trap game for them, I think. Not in the sense that they didn't take it seriously, but they're on the road to a division rival, and the team their division rival is terrible with their starting quarterback. Only with their starting quarterback. So when starting quarterback tears his Achilles tendon,
Achilles.
it's another one of those things. It might as well go to Germany because you don't know what's going to happen.
And
And
you don't know. You don't have a clue how well they're going to perform. You have no tape on them, no footage on them. You do know, but the problem is you do know what the defense is,
mm-hmm,
right? The defense is the defense.
defense is a
And
defense.
you are the Baltimore Ravens. You should be putting up points on that defense. The defense is tough. I'm not going to deny that. But you're the Baltimore Ravens. You're the best offense.
They put up 24, which isn't like a bad
Nah,
outing. It's not a typical Ravens, like
because
Browns.
The Ravens have not been a very good defensive team this
No,
year.
they have not. They don't have any
They
pass
have
rushing.
they have been an offensive team, a team that realized they have to be 20, they have to put 27 up. And
Mhm.
27 shouldn't be difficult for them.
And they usually do it. And 27
They
would have
usually
won this
do.
week though, because
No,
the Browns put up 29. Jameis Winston goes
yeah.
out there for 334 and 3 touchdowns. Do you know how many
Mm,
300-yard games?
zero. It's got to be zero.
Yeah, it's zero.
Deshaun
Deshaun
Watson, it's
Watson has
got to
had
be zero.
zero. Winston's had one, and Flacco had at least one in his first game as the Browns starter. Right? Like I don't the Browns aren't as bad as the Browns are, but the Browns
With
are cursed and they deserve this. Uh Derrick Henry only had 73 on the ground and a touchdown. Lamar only threw for 289 and 2 touchdowns. Ran
he
for
had a
146. Man, that scramble that he had, that laser to Rashad Bateman that bounced off Bateman's face, Bateman clearly lost in the sun. And you see
yes.
the scramble. He scrambles from the shade to the sun, and he throws it, and you could a laser right into his face. He just didn't catch it. That's a game changing play right
It
there.
was. It was.
You know,
Did you see? Was it this week? I think it was. Did you see Derrick Henry just get rocked
no, I did not see
by
that.
a Cleveland defender?
No, I did not see that.
Basically depleted. Like he kind of like
Wow,
hurt. Yeah, like he hit him from the side, but Derek did not have his legs underneath him when he got hit. They was just like that floating like 2 yards to the, yeah, he was just floating.
that does not
But
happen
yeah,
very often.
it does not. He got hit. But that was a good game. I watched that game. That was a good game.
So
Um,
now we're sitting with Pittsburgh at 6-2 atop the AFC North, and Baltimore 5-3. Which, if you had told me that was going to be the case at the beginning of the year, I'd been like, no way. But here's the big difference. Pittsburgh has only allowed 119 points against them in 8 games.
mhm. If
Baltimore's
they
Baltimore's allowed 209.
if Pittsburgh has Micah Fitzpatrick
Yep.
and TJ Watt healthy,
Yeah.
they are a good team.
Yes.
Regardless of what happens on the offensive side
Yes.
of the ball. With those two people healthy and Mike Tomlin coaching, they are a good team. Now that they seem to have a game plan on offense,
Mm-hmm.
a quarterback who can run the offense, even Fields was running the offense somewhat okay.
He was running it fine. Yeah.
Better than Mason Rudolph
Yes.
did,
Yes.
better than Pickett did.
Yep.
Like, so he was running with that, they have turned to an upper echelon team. I still don't think they are number two. If I'm going to say it, I still think the Baltimore Ravens are the best team in the AFC. And Pittsburgh might be second, regardless of Kansas City's record.
Mm-hmm.
Pittsburgh might be the second best team in the AFC
It's
over the
possible.
Bills. Over the Bills.
Sure, it's possible. It's hard to argue against it. I mean, they're 6-2, and they just keep winning.
And one of their losses was that last second play against the Cowboys. People say I still don't understand how they lost to the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But yeah, it happened.
Yep.
So, but yeah, that was a good game.
6-2 Pittsburgh, 5-3 the Ravens. The Bengals lose to the Eagles. just get whopped, 37-17.
destroyed.
Do you know
And
what Joe
it
Burrow
was.
said after the game?
I'm voting for Trump.
No, we got to win 7 out of 9. That's doable. We've got to win 7 out of 9. You know how many they've won previously? They've won 3 out of 8. So now they got to win 7 out of 9.
It's doable against the Ravens,
Yeah,
the
against
Cleveland with
probably against the toughest division in football, especially if the Browns are not running Deshaun Watson
Deshaun
out there,
Watson
which
out
they
there.
can't because he tore his Achilles. Right? So they got to run somebody else out there, and whoever else they run out there is going to be better than Deshaun Watson.
Hmm.
They might be an okay team. I mean, they're 2-6 right now. They're not going to run the table, but they might
No.
end up being 7-9 at the end, which wouldn't surprise me.
The thing about it is they're probably not going to surprise anyone anymore.
No,
I think there's
that's
some
definitely
like,
yeah.
yeah, they got the Ravens got a little bit surprised by it.
Yep.
I don't see the Steelers getting surprised by it.
No.
I don't see that happening. So, but the Bengals don't have a great defense,
No.
and they got absolutely destroyed by
Yeah.
the Eagles.
Destroyed. Yeah.
It wasn't good.
37-17. No, nothing good about that.
Oh,
You know who else
speaking
got
of,
destroyed? I get
oh,
You can talk about the Lions. Speaking of destroyed,
the Tennessee Titans are trash.
they are bad.
They are bad. The
Lions
the
are
the
good.
Lions put up the most points I've ever seen with some of the most mediocre stat lines I've ever seen.
I had to take a screenshot of the halftime because it was such an unbelievable number for Goff. Like this team had scored the halftime. It was 35-14. Goff was 6 of 8 for 28 yards and 2 touchdowns. David Montgomery was 1 of 1 for 3 yards and a touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs had run for 99 yards. Montgomery for 25 yards. They at halftime had already put up 5
35.
touchdowns at halftime, and they had barely 120 yards of offense, and 28 of it was passing. Come on.
Yeah. I remember seeing it because I didn't watch the game. I just kept seeing the scores go up.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on over there? And I kept checking golf who I have in fantasy football. Like, wait, how am I not getting any points for this guy?
Yep. I
It
don't
was
know.
yeah, they're not good. The Tennessee Titans are not good.
No, they are very
Ridley,
bad.
Ridley did some scoring, I guess.
Yep.
I guess for fantasy
But I mean, they
purposes.
traded D Hop. They got rid of
Mhm.
Will Levis is out.
Yep.
Like the team is a dumpster fire. They're currently sitting at 1 win. They're 1-6.
The league is so bad this year.
There's a lot of really bad right now.
And part of it is like this last crop of quarterbacks have not had the depth that we think. I think this last draft right now with Jaden Daniels and Caleb is showing okay. Bo Nix is probably running that offense better than I thought he would do. I still don't think he's a great
No,
quarterback.
it's not good.
He's running that offense better than I thought he would.
Yep.
We've yet to see Penix and we haven't seen JJ McCarthy. But there are other players out there that the what is his name? The quarterback that just got benched in Indianapolis.
Oh, Anthony
Richardson.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson. There's the Will Levises. There are like guys that got drafted somewhat high and just have not performed. The Mason Rudolphs, the not the Mason Rudolph, the Pickett's. Like these guys were like first round picks or so,
Yep.
and they just have not panned out.
No.
So all of these teams, the Bryce Youngs, all these teams have young quarterbacks that just aren't good.
Or they can't develop them.
Or they can't develop them because maybe give them some time and they can be good, but they let them go too early.
Yep.
So these teams should have veteran quarterbacks on their teams.
Mhm.
Now the Colts have said they're having Flacco run, and that's probably the way it should have been for some of these people.
Because
Let Flacco run.
The-
Let sign Tannehill for another year.
Tannehill's
Tennessee.
floating out there. So Indianapolis right now is 4-4. The AFC to make the playoffs, it's kind of ripe. There's opportunity there, and Indianapolis knows they cannot consistently win with Anthony Richardson because Anthony Richardson cannot complete passes.
No,
He just can't
no.
do it, and when he runs, he gets hurt. Anthony Richardson in this last game was 10 of 32 for 175 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. Took 5 sacks. 10 of 32? You cannot win. You
They
cannot win with
said
10 of 32.
no quarterback has been this bad.
No.
Like 40 something percent he's throwing.
Yeah, it's terrible. And everybody knew he was gonna be a project, right? Like
Correct.
he's only taken like he's only thrown like 100 times in college, right? So he's not gonna be ready. He's just he's an athletic freak,
Yes.
and they're like, okay, he's got that crazy.
He can
arm.
throw the ball.
He throw the ball really far.
but he's not. Yes, not very accurate with his throws. It's just he does not look like a quarterback, an NFL quarterback out there. But he's out there.
You know what he is?
He's out there.
He is the football equivalent of a guy like Kyle Schwarber for the Phillies, right? He's like a 3 outcome guy. He's either going to walk, strike out, or he had a home run. That's all he does. That's all Anthony Richardson does. He's either going to get sacked, throw an incompletion, or throw a 70-yard touchdown pass.
70-yard touchdown.
That's all he's got in his playbook. He cannot do anything else.
I think it was last week when I looked at his stats, and it was 2 for 15, 81 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Because he threw 170-yard ball.
Yep. That's all he can do.
A touchdown.
And I guess if you can do that 4 times a game, you're okay, right? You could be 4 for 28 for
200 yards,
320 yards with 480-yard bombs, right? Like I guess it's possible, but it's not effective. Your defense is going to hate.
You're never going to win
you're not
like
gonna, You're not
that.
going to win consistently, right? And the thing is, they had an opportunity because the Texans have really been underperforming.
They're injured at wide receiver.
Yes.
Badly.
Yes.
You're talking Nico Collins, who is scheduled to come back.
Yep.
Diggs
Stephon
gets
Diggs is out now with ACL
out
tear.
for the season.
Yep.
Tank Dell is there, but he can't do it by himself.
He's the only option now.
Yeah, they're trying. They're trying to win, but they're not. They don't look as good as they did at the beginning of the season because they don't have their weapons.
And they don't look nearly as good as they did last year.
No.
Now Joe Mixon is very good for them.
Yes.
He was a steal. He had 102 yards and a touchdown in that game, and he's the reason they won probably. But yeah, no. And C.J. Stroud had an okay game stat wise. I didn't really watch the game, but like, he's not lighting it up like he did last year. But a lot of people aren't lighting it up this year. So it's like, okay, like it's hard to like.
At this point in time, just get the wins.
Yeah, get
and
the
that's
wins.
what I think.
And that's what he's
that's
doing.
what they've been doing.
They're
They've been
6-2.
that. Yep.
And they're going to win that
division hands
for
down.
sure. But the Colts are 4-4. And they're an okay
but they just
team.
beat the Colts. They just beat the Colts.
I know.
So they are.
But the Colts are trying to figure out how they can get into playoffs with a wild card. Because I think the Colts have an okay team. Like they're fine. Like if you put Flacco in there, maybe they end up finishing 10-7 from 4-4. That doesn't seem unrealistic. That's 6-2 the rest of the way.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible. And I think that gets them into the playoffs because. You know who's not getting the playoffs? The Dolphins, the Patriots, the Jets.
The Jets.
We got to talk Jets because it is the most glorious thing that's ever happened. They fired Robert Saleh because, like, oh, man, we just are not. Saleh's not doing it for us. They've lost 3 straight after that, and I love it. I love everything.
And not only have they lost 3 straight, their defense is nowhere near as good as it was. Had their defense been half as good as it was with Saleh, they beat the Patriots.
Yep. They should have beat the Patriots. They knocked Drake May out. The first quarter, I think he ended up taking kind of a dirty hit. I don't remember, but he bounced his head off the turf, and he's going to be out. And Jacoby Brissett came in and only threw for 130 yards after that. But Aaron Rodgers, he's not doing anything. They're not running the ball. They can't stop anything. They lost. They're the first team to ever score over 20 points, not turn over the ball, and there's something and score a touchdown and lose. I can't remember what it is. Like so they did something that no one's ever done. I gotta find that stat because it's nice. I like it.
I will tell you that there is no reason that a team with Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Devonta Adams should be this bad.
Oh,
I didn't even throw the quarterback in
don't
because the quarterback shouldn't matter at that point in
no.
time. All right.
They're
And then
better with
on
Zach
defense,
Wilson,
they were.
more win
I
wise,
think
at least.
was it? It was Keith who said that Instagram meme. Did you see it on
No.
Facebook? It was it was a what was it? It was a what the heck's the name of that movie with Tom Hanks in the water in the island.
Oh,
Forget the name. Why
Castaway.
can't I think of Castaway? And it's like he's just yelling Wilson, and it's Zach Wilson. He's the Jets yelling, oh Jets fans yelling now, Wilson, we need you. But yeah, they no one wants Zach Wilson though, so that's a lie. That no, they don't want. They just happen to be winning with him because Salah can play
Their
defense.
defense was really good.
Because Salah knows defense,
Yeah.
and they got rid of him, and he's getting paid and laughing. I'd watch every game and I'd laugh.
Did you see where Robert Saleh was at last week? He was hanging out at
Uh,
Green
so-
Bay Packers practice because he's friends with LaFleur. They go back to they coached
don't do
together.
that. You don't want that.
No, I know.
You don't want to see. You don't want to see LaFleur
No.
and Salah as his defensive
Hell
coordinator.
no, I don't.
You don't want
But
to
he
see
was there
that.
hanging out. He had like a call sheet. Like he's just there as he's like unpaid consultant right now. So
Of course, I'd be.
because the Jets are paying him. So in my Bears despair. So when the Bears win, I go and I just like everything that's Bears. When the Bears lose like that, I go and I like every doomsday post. And I like this one an accident because I thought it was Bears related. In a season filled with embarrassing performances, that was the worst. In a history filled with horrible seasons, this may be the worst. And then I saw the Jets of 2024 are one of the truly colossal failures in recent sports memory, and it only gets worse from here. Mike Greenberg.
He loves his team, but
Oh man, when they
he's a
got
Jets
Devontae
fan.
Adams,
He's a Jets
he
fan.
was planning the parade route. He's planning the parade route.
again.
He's
Oh,
always planning
no.
the parade route. Him and the one I really like and I feel bad for him is what's his face on NFL Network, bald guy runs the 40,
Oh, Rich Eisen.
Rich Eisen. I always like Rich Eisen, but he's a Jets fan too. And he was really excited when they got Aaron Rodgers last year, and then really sad when he got hurt. And then really excited when they got Devontae Adams, and he hasn't been chirping as much as he usually does. He knows.
Everyone knows.
I know.
Everyone knows this is bad. I keep seeing people saying Woody Johnson he's done.
Yeah.
He's as the GM or is
He's
GM?
the owner.
Owner.
He can't. It's
He
not
can't
he's
be
not gonna
done. He
sell the
can't be
team.
done. Yes.
But like that whole, I saw somebody say the Jets should be trying to see what they can get for Devontae Adams now that they're totally out of it. And they kind of should. I'm sorry.
Like, hey, buddy, we tried. We gave you 1 week, 2 weeks, and it's not working out. It's
Yeah.
not you. It's us.
Yeah,
We're gonna let you. We're just
and
gonna
it
let
is
you go.
100% them.
We're gonna let you go. We're gonna let you fly.
Yeah,
We're gonna let you fly.
they just straight up cut him. Oh
Yeah.
man, and that has been the only good part of football this week is the Jets being worse, like than the
You
Bears
know,
for me.
So okay, that's good because you got that one.
Yeah,
I've got the Cowboys being
I know.
absolute trash. They're one game ahead of the Giants.
I know.
It's just one
They're
game.
bad.
They're bad.
If the draft were tomorrow, they'd be picking 13th, and the Giants be picking 9th.
That's how bad this year is.
Yeah.
The Giants are not good.
The Giants be picking 9th at 2-6. Yes,
That's what I'm trying to say.
Carolina 1-7 with the number 1 pick, and giving the Bears the 33rd pick. Tennessee 1-6, New England 2-6, Jets 2-6, Jacksonville 2-6, New Orleans 2-6, Las Vegas 2-6, Cleveland 2-6, Giants 2-6, Miami 2-5, Cincinnati 3-5. There's a lot of bad football
This is
happening.
bad.
Yes.
It's just bad.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, whatever. I guess we stink. I guess everyone stinks. Everyone stinks.
Cowboys being bad though is fun because the Cowboys are
is
supposed
fun.
to be good. It's as fun as the Jets being bad, right? Because they're supposed to be really good teams, and they came out of the bye and went to San Francisco and let San Francisco have a shred of hope in their season.
So the thing it says that when teams play the Detroit Lions,
Hmm.
their next week is a loss.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah,
That is a stat. But it was supposed to be different because although the Cowboys did play the Lions their last opponent, they had a
They had
bye
a bye in there.
in
They
between
had
there.
2 weeks to get ready for the 49ers. Not just the 49ers, the very injured 49ers.
Depleted, the very depleted
No
49ers.
CMC, no Ayuk, Debo in the
They let
hospital.
Kittle, they let Kittle run all over them.
Yes, they did.
They let
Kittle put up
Kittle run all
128.
over them.
Yep.
Dak threw what, 2 interceptions? This
Oh, what did Dak do? 243, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
so he had 243 yards. Can you see how much CD Lamb had?
146.
He threw almost every pass
13 receptions on
to
17
CD
targets.
Lamb.
Dak Prescott threw
Yes,
38 times. 17 of them went to CeeDee Lamb.
yes, correct.
They can't
Correct.
run the ball. Still,
No,
right? Like we've been
that
saying this for a while, but
Rico Dowdle didn't play.
no.
They had Cook. Did he Cook play?
Yeah, 6 carries, 12 yards.
Nothing.
Did you see?
Trash.
Did you see the video clip of Cook pregame drinking airplane bottles of booze on the sidelines?
No.
They're like Dalvin Cook
Oh.
pregaming. I'm not
Oh
even
no.
kidding.
Marshawn Lynch said he used to take a shot before
Oh,
every.
I bet you it loosens you up and you don't feel as much. I bet you it was running, but you hurt a lot. But it was caught on TV though, right? So
Yes. Yeah, that's not good
no. So Zeke goes 10 carries, 34 yards,
for TD.
and a TD. Dalvin Cook 6 for 12. Cavante Turpin 1 for 11. Hunter Lupke 1 for 0. Dak must have took a knee, I guess, at the end of the first half. At the end of the first half, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, they can't run the ball. They're insanely one-dimensional. Their defense
Very.
is not good.
I think you saw the dimension. It is throw the ball to
Yes,
CD Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb. They're done. There's no way they make the playoffs this year because they're 3-4. That means
no way they get to
that
10.
means they have to win 7 out of their next 10, which I don't see happening.
No, not when they have to climb over the Commanders and the Eagles.
And the Eagles. Yep.
And the Eagles can run the ball with Saquon. They still have a passing game. They're not one dimensional. No, they're just not a good team. And then granted, they don't have the defenders because Micah is he still hurt?
Yeah, he didn't play.
Yeah, Micah and Lawrence are hurt, which are their best pass rush, and they have nothing behind it. There was one of their DBs was talking bad to the reporters afterwards. I didn't see what happened, but I just seen him. Yeah, it doesn't chirping, but yeah, it's not good for them. They're not a good team at this point in time, and I love it. I love it. I just wish that my team was better so I could really enjoy it, right? Because I can't.
Yeah.
I can't really. I enjoy it though. I do, but I don't really enjoy it.
I understand. You don't enjoy it as much as you would.
Yeah.
I got a good team for the most part, and I can't enjoy it all because I had to watch
No.
the fucking Packers. I watched the
No.
I watched the Packers game, right?
Uh-huh.
And they ended up winning 30-27. Second consecutive week where they kick a walk-off field goal for the win, which is just infuriating. I texted you in the middle of that game, and I
About the
I
Jags.
said Trevor Lawrence is terrible. It's garbage. And you said, yes, he is. This is after he dropped the ball out of his hands. He was on his own 10. He's like, I'm just gonna fumble right here. Like, I don't even think it was provoked. He just like kind of threw it on the ground. It's like,
It was his time to fumble.
God. Oh my
He had
God.
fumble.
And Jordan Love, of course. Most teams score from the 10 pretty easily. Jordan Love, I'm watching the game like, I think I can feel a Jordan Love pick coming on. He threw a pick the next throw. I was like, oh my God. And it was a great pick. And then what do the Jaguars do? 3-and-out punt. They're terrible. They are so bad. And they have Brian Thomas Jr., who is having a great season. He's on pace for like 1,300 yards and like 15 touchdowns. He's having a great season. That team is bad. Bad. They can't tackle. They can't stop anybody. They can't
No.
they can't score like they should. They're just not good. And then Trevor Lawrence, I'm like, I can't watch this game anymore, so I turn it off. And then Trevor Lawrence gets them back. I'm like, oh, they get them back, and then the Packers still win. I'm like, you motherfuckers, man.
Jordan Love got hurt.
He did. I did see
And
that.
Malik Willis came in 4 for 5, 56
And he
yards
was
and a
still good.
TD.
Yeah.
And a
I'm telling you,
TD.
it is an amazing system. LaFleur is a genius, and he should probably win Coach of the Year every year. But I hate to say that, and I'll never admit it outside of this little conversation. I wouldn't tell that to anybody that lives around me in Wisconsin. Yeah, LaFleur's garbage. He'll be probably fired next year. That guy's a wizard. I don't know how he does it. Because Jordan Love, I don't think is good. I have not seen enough of Jordan Love that makes me go, man, he is a good quarterback. He is a very fortunate and lucky quarterback. He still leads the world in interceptions.
Yeah, he threw another one.
Yeah,
Threw another. Yeah. Yeah, they're winning though, man.
I know,
They're
and it kills me.
6-2.
Yeah, they're 6-2. And then you had the Vikings who started off 5-0 and lost 2 straight. They could have been in last place in the NFC North, except for the Bears can't defend a Hail Mary.
True. This is true.
Because they lost again. They lost to the Vikings on Thursday night, and the face
They are the
mask hurt
Vikings.
around the world.
They are the Vikings.
Yeah. The Vikings lose. Man.
Rams. Who else was bad? We talked about that one. Cardinals, Dolphins, even with Tua, who didn't look bad.
No.
The team does look different. I think Tyreek Hill started catching passes again.
Yep.
Um,
Kyler Murray had a nice game. And here's the thing. I said the Cardinals are going to be good. They were bad. I said, sorry, Cardinals, you suck. And now they're good again.
They're good
They're
again.
in first place in the NFC West at 4-4.
They just won their last 2 games on field goals, right?
Yep.
The last 2 games. And Kyler was 26-36, 307, and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he was nice. He played a nice game.
Solid game.
That's who the Bears play this week coming up.
He had Trey McBride and Marvin Harrison Jr. with both over 100 yards.
Yep. Nice game.
Whew. Who would you say they play? Who?
That's who the Bears have next week is the Cardinals.
Oh,
They go to Arizona and play the Cardinals.
Mm.
So, yeah, the Cardinals in first place. First place Falcons beat the Buccaneers.
who will have no one depleted on offense?
But they still put up 26, which is
Still
pretty
put up
good.
20. Yep.
We talked about the Texans. Oh,
This Saints team,
it's really bad.
how did they get so bad?
Well, Derek Carr's hurt, so that hurts them. They have Spencer Rattler back there doing whatever.
Yeah,
Did they even have
But you
Spencer
talk-
Rattler this week? Or did they
Yep.
run what's
They
his
had-
face
they had-
out there?
they ran
Jake
they ran
Hayner.
3. The 3. He played
Okay,
too.
Yep. Taysom Hill
Spe-
too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're just not good.
They're not.
What's the name of their coach? He's gone after this season.
He just started, didn't he?
I think this is his 3rd year. I think
Third? He might
he's
be.
done.
We need to do the thing again where we put the pictures up because we won't know the quarterback when they do
We won't know the coaches again.
don't know the coaches again.
And if Eberflus is in that picture, I'm going to burn down the world. The only thing that saves his job is if they win the Super Bowl. They have to go to the Super Bowl and win. If they go to the Super Bowl and lose, he should be fired. The Bills beat the Seahawks 31-10. Josh Allen had a nice game. Seahawks started off good and have not been.
Somebody
good since.
said, "Have we seen the last of Geno Smith?" I'm like, "What? Oh, shut up!
No.
It can't be done already."
No, Geno Smith is still good. Josh Allen is just better. Josh Allen, I
Yeah.
don't know if Josh Allen has thrown an interception yet this season. Unless he threw one in this game. He did. So that was his first interception of the season.
He did. Yeah, they said I think 300 passing attempts
Yeah.
or something without an interception.
He said right now with 1,766 yards, 14 passing touchdowns, 1 pick. And he's probably ran for another couple hundred in a couple.
Those are MVP numbers.
Yeah, he's having a really good season.
So that means they're going to have to give it to him instead of Lamar. They're going to try to find someone else to give it the MVP to.
He's got 45 carries, 204 yards, and 3 touchdowns. So right now he's responsible for 17 touchdowns and 1 interception.
It's good.
Yeah, I think so too. And he's at a 107.6 quarterback rating too, and his QBR is high too, 73.7. Like he's really good. He's having a really good season. And they just traded for Amari Cooper, so that helps him out quite a bit too.
Yeah, they play against Miami next week.
Yeah,
Uh,
that'll be interesting.
that'll be interesting. I
Yeah,
think right now he's got a bunch of wide receivers because Shakir is
Khalil
pretty
Shakir is
good,
being pretty good too. Yeah, and
and with Cooper there, it's going to take some pressure off of Shakir because
Keon Coleman
Jalen
too.
Ramsey's Keon Coleman's there too,
Yeah.
and they still have got Dalton Kincaid.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's going to take some. They went from not having anyone to the Shakira. I think was going to be good, but
Mm-hmm.
I think now with Cooper there, it's going to take a lot of pressure off him. He's going to allow him to be even better, which is what I think we saw this week when he went for like I think over 100 as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, not bad. And
do we have to talk about the Panthers Broncos? It was a game. The
I
Panthers
didn't look at
really
any numbers on
stink.
it. Cause Bryce Young started because what's his face got in a car accident. Andy Dalton got in a car accident uh, the previous week, and Bryce Young
24-37, two
224.
TDs, 224 for two interceptions.
Yeah, Bo Nix looks like he had a decent numbers game. 28-37, 284.
He did whatever he wanted to them
Yeah,
um because they stink.
yeah.
So with I hopefully uh other people named Daniel Jones can do whatever he wants to them as well whenever they play because
You'd
that's what
you'd,
I'm
you'd
looking
think
forward to.
that would be the case.
You would hope.
Carolina
You would
Panthers
hope.
traded their only wide receiver,
Yep.
Deontay Johnson, today for
To the Ravens.
a late round swap. They gave up Deontay Johnson and their sixth rounder for the Ravens' fifth rounder. So
Mm.
either Deontay Johnson is absolutely terrible, and no one else
Which he hadn't been.
but if no one else is willing to like outbid that, giving up their sixth to get a fifth, or giving up their fifth to get a sixth back and a wide receiver, there must be something wrong with Deontay Johnson.
He don't want to play for them.
Yeah.
I don't blame.
Well, who
I
would
do not
who
blame.
would want? Think about how Deontay Johnson feels today. He woke up a Panther and then ends the day as a
A
Raven.
Raven. Oh my God. Oh, just smiles.
Yeah, you'd have
Just
to.
have
You'd have to be walking around whistling for the next day.
What are you whistling? I ain't got Bryce throwing me the ball.
Yeah, I'm not on the Panthers. I don't have to live in Carolina, and I don't have to.
Listen to David Tepper.
David
He does
Tepper.
sign good checks. He does sign some of the best checks.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm gonna imagine Art Modell or whoever owns the Ravens. He probably signs good checks too.
Probably does. I
Chiefs.
think that's.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. I thought that was it. No, it was the
No,
Chiefs.
Chiefs
and
beat the Raiders, 27-20. You know, Patrick Mahomes had a decent game.
It's all decent though. Nothing great.
They win. They're
Decent
7-0. Doesn't matter.
win. It doesn't.
He doesn't lose. That's the thing.
He doesn't. He doesn't. They're not fun to watch anymore though.
No,
There was a time when they were fun to watch,
no, yeah,
even though they were winning. They're like putting on a Kansas City Chiefs game is just not fun.
no. I try not to do it, except for they get thrust into prime time so often that you can't avoid
They
it.
win.
Yes.
They're 7-0.
Yeah, I
They're
know.
they're the only undefeated team.
They are.
It's ridiculous.
Yes, I agree.
I'm upset just thinking about it because they don't look that good.
No, their defense is strong.
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes.
correct.
He does enough to win. We talked about it a couple weeks ago. It feels like they're just waiting for the playoffs. It's like those old,
But are they going to turn it up? I don't know if they can turn it up. This is just what we're going to see.
you think they would
I
be
don't think
able
they
to?
have a second gear. They're just slow and steady.
I think they're just idling downhill. They're just like waiting. They're just like we're gonna coast, and then the moment we have to like put
Turn it on.
put our foot to the gas, we will. I don't know. Yeah,
Exactly. You don't even want to talk about them. It's
Yeah.
just
it's boring to talk about them.
it really is.
You know what's exciting to talk about? The Jets, because they're terrible, and because the Jets are bad, we can both revel in that, right? We can both.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, you got the New
Oh.
York stuff, and then I just got the fact that they exist, and Aaron Rodgers is. Oh God, I Love it.
leave it leave it up to the Jets
I know.
to when the Giants are bad.
Be worse.
They're just worse.
Be
Even
worse.
last year when they weren't worse, they were kind of worse.
Mm-hmm.
They were kind of worse
Yeah.
because their season was full of hope,
Yep.
and it ended with them in a top pick in the draft like us.
Right now they're looking at the fourth pick if the draft were tomorrow. What would the
Do
Jets
they?
do? They're not going to take a quarterback because they still have Aaron Rodgers for 2 more years, unless they cut Aaron Rodgers. Uh,
Um,
that's what.
you cut Aaron Rodgers. You
Yeah,
cut
I
Aaron
think you
Rodgers.
kind of have to, and
You don't.
you let him go his happy way because he's not. If he retires, he's not going to do it till the first day of training camp. He's got to go on his darkness retreat. He's got to go on Pat McAfee. He's got to complain to everybody else in the world. He's got to blame
Mhm.
everyone else in the world except for himself because I'm the same old Aaron Rodgers. I'm just a little bit older, but I'm still the same old Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
Um,
they have to. I don't. There's no other. There's no real course of action for them.
yeah,
Like what? Like we already said. What are you gonna do? You've got Adams. He's older. You got Garrett Wilson, who's not older. You've got talent around him. What are you gonna do? Get another? You're gonna get an offensive lineman? Maybe. Can never have too many.
yeah.
So
I
you
mean,
can do
that
that,
is
and
a
hopefully.
big weakness that they have is their offensive line.
So if they're gonna run it back with Aaron Rodgers, which honestly, it's their best option. It really
But they
is.
got one more season of him.
Yeah, and you've already went all in with them. When by going to get Adams,
They
you
can't
didn't
just
just
cut
say
him.
one.
He's $49 million of dead cap next year.
Yeah, this yeah, they went all in when they got Adams.
Yeah.
They did. So if it doesn't work out this year, they need to see something next year. They have not next year. They need to get better now.
Yes, which may or may not happen, but not enough.
May or may not happen.
Not enough to get him into playoffs. And if they get better, then they're losing that top of the draft pick.
But still, you hope
Mm-hmm.
if you're Woody Johnson that they get better. So you can sell some hope next year that okay, they were just the team wasn't together. We're gonna go get a quarter. We're gonna go get a coach.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who. At this point in time, I do not know who.
Do you get an offensive guy? Do you get a defensive guy?
Well, the problem is whoever he is, it's gotta be vetted by
Aaron Rodgers. Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So who do you get?
So,
McCarthy?
wouldn't that
He's
be
gonna be
that would
fired.
be hilarious.
He's going to be fired.
That would be absolutely hilarious.
He's not even have to be fired. He's this last year of his contract.
Yeah.
He's just gonna walk out the door on the last day and take his bag with him.
Yep. Yeah, Jerry Jones
So-
should say, "Well, we're not gonna renew his contract."
yeah, that's just it. So they don't even have to fire him.
Nope.
And who else could you? Who? I don't see anyone else.
Matt Eberflus
That's-
should be available.
Well, his team might be in the playoffs.
He should still be available. I'm looking. So if the Bears fandom is really gung ho on Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions.
He's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
He stayed.
Yeah.
Unless he's going for the job.
Well,
that he
here's the
really
thing. A
wants.
report came out today from Albert Breer, the
Mm-hmm.
NFL writer, who said last year Ben Johnson was really intrigued by the Bears position if it was available, and that would be a spot that he'd be willing to go to. Now Albert Breer is really tuned into the Chicago front office too, so that means the Bears knew that last year. Like, we can probably get Ben Johnson if we want to. Eberflus
You
or
think
bust.
think he'd go and coach in the division?
Yeah, why not?
I
You only got
guess.
32. There's only 32 opportunities in the NFL
But there'll be more. There's always at least four.
with a blue
at
chip
the end of the
quarterback
year.
sitting there.
You never know. We just said that the Jets will have a position open.
Oh, the Jet. That's like going to coach the Browns. You don't want to do that.
And the Saints might have a position
oh,
open.
they don't have a blue chip quarterback either,
They don't.
and they don't have the prospects of getting one either. So like, I'm just saying. So the Bears fandom is really all Ben Johnson. My list would be Ben Johnson, and that's Robert Saleh, and then it's Mike Vrabel.
Okay.
Mike
Okay.
Vrabel was unceremoniously let go from a team where he was a very good head coach at, and I
Shrek.
still don't understand that. And that team is markedly
Yes.
worse. Uh,
What about a Cliff Kingsbury
no, no thanks.
who just is doing wonders with Jaden Daniels?
I
Imagine what
don't
he'd
give a
do with
shit.
Caleb.
I don't want to imagine that. I don't want to see it.
Because he's gonna want to coach again.
That's
And
fine.
his
And go coach the Jets. Jets will be available. We just said that. They already are
but
available.
what could he do with Caleb? He's
I
done
don't
with
want to know what he can do
Kyler.
with Caleb.
He's done with
I
Jaden.
don't want Cliff Kingsbury. They could have hired Cliff Kingsbury for offensive coordinator this year. In fact, they brought him in for an interview, and they didn't hire him for that.
That means Eberflus didn't like him. That's all that means.
No, they had no interest in him. They just wanted to like vet Caleb against him. No interest. I don't like Cliff Kingsbury as a head coach, and maybe I'm wrong, but I'm willing to die on that hill. No Cliff Kingsbury. All
Okay.
right. Well, you know what hill I'm also not willing to. I'm willing to die on. I'm a better game predictor. However, we went into this last week. I was up 64 and 43 to 63 and 44. You picked 9 right. I picked 8 right. So now we're both at 72 and 51.
Catching up.
We're tied. We're not just you didn't just catch up. We are tied, and that's the way it's every week we've alternated. You'll be up, tied.
we
I'll be
we
up,
pick
tied.
we pick a lot of the same teams.
We
We
do.
occasionally go.
And then sometimes I take those big swings at the. I can't pick the Packers, and you always pick the Packers. So
And I was
and those
picking
bastards
back.
don't lose for whatever reason. They need to lose.
And I pick the Giants when I know they're not going to win
That's true.
every week.
And the Bears have been winning more than losing this year, so
Uh-huh.
that's where we're at. The football slate kicks off with more Jets, 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 Thursday prime time. We get to see
Thursday.
the 2-6 Jets hosting the 6-2 Texans. Now wait till you hear this.
Oh,
The Jets are 2-point favorites
yeah. I can see that. I can see that
because it's at home.
because they don't have anybody. No Stefan Diggs, no
That's true.
Collins. Like I could see them pulling out. I don't want to say the Jets.
Oh, who do you think though, Harland? You could see it. Can you say it?
I'm gonna say the Jets.
You are going to
Jesus.
say the Jets.
I
I cannot pick the Jets. Aaron
I
Rodgers.
can't-
Aaron Rodgers is terrible. I gotta go with my boy C.J. Stroud and Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon's gonna run for 200 yards and 4 touchdowns.
He's gonna have to
He's
because
going to. And if he doesn't,
they don't have another wide receiver.
Tank Dell's going to
Just
do the rest. And I
on
believe that,
on Sauce Gardner.
yes. Why not?
Okay.
Sauce is getting saucy.
All right. I like
I like
this
Sauce
one.
Gardner though, so hopefully he ends up being a Bear eventually. Then noon games. We have your pesky Giants at home, 2-6, facing the 6-2 Commanders.
Giants.
Commanders are 3.5-point favorites.
Giants.
And I know you say the Giants always beat Washington. In fact, I think that was the title of an episode we did last year. This is a different Washington team.
We should have beat them the first time.
I understand, but y'all didn't kick
We
field,
couldn't.
kick extra points.
We didn't have a field goal kicker.
And
He
you
got
didn't
injured.
converting in 2-point conversions either. So
We did. As you can see, we don't do that very well.
no.
As you can see.
I'm on the no dog policy, even though I took the Texans in the previous game. I've taken. I gotta take the Commanders. Jaden Daniels is really good. He's fun to watch. That's another thing about this game. A lot of Bears fans, because the Bears fans are genuinely miserable, and they feel like the redheaded stepchild. So they always have to feel like they defend their guy. So people are like, Jaden Daniels is having a great year, which he is, but Bears are like, but Caleb's better, right? Like let's say they have to do that. Like they could both be good. What if one's really good and the other one's really good?
Yeah.
Like remember like Brady and Manning? Which one's better? It doesn't matter.
Who cares?
It's like what do you like better, brownies or ice cream? Both. Okay. Well, the Giants are there. They got Jaden Daniels to deal with, and yeah, we'll see what happens. Uh,
Win.
Falcons are hosting the Cowboys. 5-3 Falcons, 3-4 Cowboys. Atlanta's three
Falcons.
3 points favorites. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Falcons on that
Falcons.
one as well too. Because
Hosting too?
yeah, it's in Atlanta.
They play
Oh,
better at home.
your boy Kyle Pitts finally had a game, huh?
He had it was National Tight End week
I
day.
oh, I hadn't I
Every tight
hadn't
end,
I hadn't
every
heard
tight
that.
end.
It was only said like every pregame, halftime, postgame, during game.
But I swear every tight end was finding the end zone.
You want to know which tight end didn't?
Cole Kmet.
Cole Kmet, who was
Leaving to Theo Johnson.
apparently blocked out of the offense. He was like, he must have upset Shane Waldron in the during the week or something. I don't know what happened. Buffalo Bills hosting the Miami Dolphins. Buffalo is our 6-point favorites.
Oh, so that means they're home. So Buffalo.
Yep, I'm going Buffalo as well. Then we get the Bengals hosting the Raiders. The Bengals are 7.5-point favorites. The Raiders, very bad still.
Very bad still. Higgins, we don't know if he's playing. He was like a game time decision and something happened. He got hurt in practice and he didn't play. And they looked like a different team without Higgins on there.
He's important.
That said, Aiden O'Connell stinks.
Well, he's
I'm gonna have to
hurt
go
though.
Bengals.
It's Gardner Minshew, and he stinks too.
Oh, he stinks too. It's just a pile of poop. I'm going Bengals.
Bengals are 0-4 at home, trying to get their first home win, and I'm going Bengals as well. That's 7.5-point favorites, man. Raiders just bad.
They are. They can't do anything. They don't have weapons.
No. Now we have coming off their first win in what felt like forever. The Browns are hosting the Chargers. Chargers are 4-3. Chargers are also 1.5-point favorites on the road.
1.5-point favorites.
Oh, we didn't talk about. Did you see that dirty ass shit the Saints were trying to do to my guy Justin Herbert?
Oh, when the offensive lineman wind up slamming that dude to the ground
Yeah, he had Herbert by the ankle,
and just kept
took him down by the
torquing
ankle,
it.
and then tried to like Kurt Angle the guy. Like,
Yep,
what,
just kept torquing it.
what is going on? That guy needs to be suspended. I'm surprised he hasn't been yet. Like, I don't understand. Like, in a league in which we have to protect the quarterbacks, right? Because everything is to protect the quarterback. That is the most blatantly on camera dirty thing I've seen in a long time. Long time.
They didn't say that wrestling moves are not allowed. I don't know if
Oh
that's
yeah, there's nothing in the rule book that says he can't do an ankle lock. Anyway, the Browns.
I'm going for my boy Jameis. It was brought to my attention. I forgot about this. That the boy he got his LASIK. He's got LASIK. Remember when he couldn't see when he was at Tampa Bay? Now he can see. He's throwing it all over the field to his teammates. Not 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions, 5,000 yards.
Listen, you can't say the sky's the limit when there's guys on the moon, right? That's what he said this week. Which is a pretty good line. I like that. It's almost as good as the Gino.
I didn't call back.
Yeah, I didn't answer or whatever. I didn't call back. It was good. You can't say the sky's the limit if we're already on the moon. Whatever it was a really good line. I'm taking the Chargers in that one because
of course you are.
That's Justin Herbert, man.
That's your guy.
Yep. Then we got the Titans, who we previously said are
nope,
terrible.
Next guy, next team.
Hold on,
that team.
They're hosting
the Jags.
They're hosting the Patriots. Titans 1-6.
Oh no.
Patriots 2-6. Patriots without Drake May, who probably because he's concussed. Titans without Will Levis because who knows. Who do you choose?
Oh no.
Tennessee's 3.5-point favorites in this game.
That's
the fact
tough.
that Tennessee's finding themselves favorites should tell you how bad the Patriots are.
The Patriots are bad.
Patriots are coming off a win versus the Jets, though. Patriots also just traded off one of their pass rushers.
All right,
for next to nothing.
You're making me pick the Titans. I don't want to pick them. I don't think they're
Chiefs too for like a 6th round pick. Are you taking the Titans?
I'm taking the
I'm taking
Titans.
the Titans too. They're 3.5-point favorites at home.
No dogs for you. You're still on this no dogs.
Well, now get ready for this one. The Saints are on the road visiting the Panthers. The Saints are 7-point favorites on the road, and
I cannot pick the Panthers.
may have Derek Carr back this week.
I
Maybe.
can't pick the
No,
Panthers.
there's.
That's got to be the Saints.
I'm telling you, man.
That's an ugly game.
I don't know if there's a worse team in the NFL than the Panthers, but we're about to find out. I'm taking the Saints as well.
Yeah.
Now we have the Ravens licking their wounds, hosting the surprising 5-3 Broncos.
Oh, they should.
Baltimore's 9.5-point favorites at home.
They should definitely beat the Broncos. Yes.
Yeah, I don't see why they don't. I see lots of things. They're funny, like Bears fans don't want to admit that Bo Nix is out playing Caleb Williams.
Who?
Bo Nix.
Not Bo Nix.
Yeah.
They're winning.
They're winning.
But I wouldn't say that with that last place schedule, I wouldn't say he's out playing them.
No. Nope, it's funny. It is funny. The Eagles, after drubbing, who did they drub this week? It doesn't matter.
The Bengals.
The Bengals. They host one of the this team is so bad. The Jaguars. The 5-2 Eagles host the 2-6 Jags. The Eagles are 7.5-point favorites.
Oh, I don't think we're gonna pick different on this one either. The Jags suck, so I'm gonna go Eagles.
Yep. Oh, I forgot to mention, because we're starting the afternoon games. The Bears are going to the West Coast to face the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals are 4-4 at home, hosting the 4-3 Bears. The Cardinals are 1-point favorites at home.
Oh, I guess you will be picking the dog in this one because I'm gonna pick Cardinals.
See, now this is where my lead just lengthens. Over I got the Commanders, I got the Chargers, and I got the Bears. Those are our only different ones so far, and all of those are Derek Witters. Yeah, so I said it last week prematurely. I said last week was going to be the game where Roma Dunze goes off. Somebody has to be hearing me. Someone has to be hearing me. Someone has to see the all 22 or any replay where Roma Dunze is always open. Just make him the number one read. If he's not the number one, then he's the number two behind DJ Moore. Just do it every time. Every time. That's fine. Do it. Bears. Now this is America's Game of the Week. And unfortunately, he's on the same night of the Bears, and I'll have to watch the Bears on a legal stream. The Lions go to Green Bay.
Oh,
6-1 Lions versus 6-2 Packers. The Lions are 3.5-point favorites on the road in Green Bay.
Oh my gosh. I have rolled with I can't because we can't be too different. I got and Love's not there. In Green Bay?
In Green Bay.
Going Green Bay. Going Green Bay.
I'm taking the Lions. And I'm not just taking I think 3.5 is low. I think the Lions put up a 40 spot on the Packers. And the Lions defense is really good.
Okay.
I'm just telling you, Lions minimum 40 points to Packers 3, maybe 6.
I'm gonna keep it up. Keep going with the Packers.
All right. Now the Rams, who surprise got Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp back this last week. They both played that game. It was 100% surprise. Like there they are. Like they're like, we don't expect either of them to play very well. Surprise! Puka Nacua had like 100 yards receiving, and Cooper Kupp
in the first half.
Yeah,
like in the first half.
Like what? The man's coming off. See, this is why I needed just to survive in the Guillotine League. Because I got to this point and had Puka back. Oh well. The Rams on the road to Seattle.
Rams.
The Rams are 1.5-point favorites.
Rams.
I'm taking the Rams too. I think Seattle's broke. Something about Seattle is broken. And it isn't Geno. I just think it's whatever they're doing. Then we have our Sunday night game. Joe Flacco takes the Colts.
No.
To the Vikings, to Minnesota to face the Vikings. Vikings are 5-point favorites.
Yeah, I got to go Vikings.
I got to go Vikings as well. Now.
Monday.
In the game, Monday Night Football. In the game where they can't win all of them, can they? The Chiefs host the
Yeah.
Buccaneers. Kansas City are 9-point favorites.
Yeah, yes, they can win them all. The Chiefs. God,
Yeah, I hate
you're
it.
not gonna pick the Buccaneers?
No. Why would I do that? Now, if the Buccaneers had Godwin and what's his face Evans,
Evans?
then I would have picked the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
But they don't have it. They
Mm-mm.
just don't have anything. And we got bye weeks this week, Steelers and the 49ers. Both teams
Okay.
get to go on bye after nice victories. Um, I don't know. I'm not too jacked up about this week's slate of games.
No, I'm not either.
There's a lot of bad versus bad. Probably because there's a lot of bad going on right now.
There's a lot of bad.
You got Bengals and
There's
Raiders, Titans and Patriots, Panthers and Saints, uh,
Jags and who was it?
uh,
The Eagles.
Jags and
Eagles.
Eagles, right? There's just
Yeah.
Jets on Thursday night, who gives a rat's ass. Colts, who gives a rat's ass. The Vikings are
Oh,
coming back down to earth.
Colts and Vikings. Why was that ever a primetime game?
Anthony Richardson versus J.J. McCarthy.
What? That's ugly.
Yeah. Now we got Sam Darnold versus Joe Flacco.
Yeah. We've had that before. There's nothing new to that one.
The 5-2 Vikings. Like Vikings 5-0, they started, right? And then
Yeah.
they just been disappointing ever since. They might go to 5-3 this week.
Well, it panned out. They played the Viking. They played the Lions, lost, and then the following week lost again.
Yep. Continuing the streak. You're right. I don't know.
hmm
I don't know what else. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. What's possible? Is the baseball game over yet?
Last I saw that the Yankees were up.
Oh no!
Actually,
Well, that won't last for very long. Walk off grand slam or
it's
something is coming up.
bottom of the sixth, bottom of the eighth. Yankees up 6-4.
Oh, that's very close. That's very winnable still for the Dodgers, and I hate that this is like the series, like this is the MLB series that they dream of, like the Dodgers versus the Yankees.
Yeah.
It's like if we had Yankees versus Cardinals, but way bigger, right? Because the
hmm
Dodgers are just the Dodgers, and it's gross and disgusting. The Yankees are
The
the
Yankees
Yankees.
just have not been a good team all year, though. Like this is the thing. They just haven't been good. Great.
Yeah.
They've been good
Aaron Judge was having an had an MVP season, and probably will be an
until
MVP until he got to the World Series.
until he got to the playoffs. I think they said he's like he's batting like one. Is it the World Series or 196 in the?
Yeah, I don't know. I had an Aaron Judge thing liked here, but they must have deleted the tweet. Um, because he has been very ineffective in the postseason.
Yes, yes.
Very bad.
He's 0 for 2 today,
Yeah.
batting 133.
Maybe I don't have an Aaron Judge thing here liked. I got so much Bears stuff, Bears misery liked that it's tough to sift through it all. Oh, we didn't talk about this though. We have to end talking about this.
All right.
Who would you say is the greatest Miami Heat player ever?
Oh no, not that.
Dwayne
Not
Wade, probably,
that.
right? Dwayne Wade
It's-
is the franchise. They've had Shaq and Wade, yes, sure. They also had LeBron. LeBron was only there for 4 seasons. Dwayne Wade made his career.
But he's
He is the
when you
Miami
think
Heat.
of when you think of him, you think of when you think of Heat, it's between him and Alonzo Mourning in
Yes.
my eyes.
But Dwayne Wade won two championships with two different teams. One with
Yes.
the trifecta,
LeBron,
one
yep.
with Shaq, right?
Mhm.
So, what do great teams do for the great players? They erect
They-
great statues.
They erect statues.
Dwayne Wade's statue was revealed on Sunday.
Uh-huh.
Dwayne Wade had not seen it before the unveiling.
That's a horrible thing. They
Did,
shouldn't have
did
done-
you
they should've-
did you see him when it was
his
unveiled?
reaction? I saw his kids like, what?
Hold on, I gotta find it. Dwayne Wade, that statue when it was revealed, he did not know how to react
How would you?
because
How would you react to that?
even during his speech, I can't tell you if he meant it seriously, but he goes, Who is that guy? Seriously, behind me. Like,
like
like is he
for real, come
looking
on,
back
man.
on his life and reflecting and saying, "Who is that guy?" Or is he like really saying, "Who is that guy?"
Who's that guy?
Here's the Dwayne Wade statue reveal. There it is. Woo! There's
Why is his
Kelsey
mouth so
Grammer's
long?
head on Dwayne Wade, and then there's Dwayne Wade. Yep, there it is.
that's,
He
that's
he
somebody.
shakes his.
He's wearing my jersey.
He looks
He's wearing my
closer.
number.
Looks at it. Looks it up and down. Nope, it is not him. It is definitely
No,
not Dwayne Wade. I do
no,
not know what happened to make that. All I know is the memes are outstanding.
they are. I saw one with him looking like Zordon from oh, it's a great one.
The
That's
Zordon
a
one is good. I've seen that.
oh, that was great. I saw one when they have the play when with LeBron, he throws the alley oop to
Yes.
LeBron and he goes and they put that fit. I was like, oh, that thing is scary.
Yep.
That's what nightmares are made of.
People are
That
people
is,
are saying, "Oh, they gave Antoine Walker a statue."
it does look more like Antoine
It
Walker.
does.
Oh,
They're also like, "Oh, he looks a lot like Morpheus."
Not-
Looks like Kelsey Grammer. There's yours right there, Zordon. The Dwayne Wade memes are kind of disrespectful to Dwayne Wade. However,
They're not. They're disrespectful to
to the statue.
That's the one.
Like,
Whoever that statue of should be upset. It's not Dwayne Wade. It's someone.
it makes you appreciate just what an amazing sculptor someone like Michelangelo and Da Vinci were. Like Michelangelo made David, right? And I'm sure
Uh-huh.
whoever his model was, it probably looked just like him.
Like, oh man, it looks just
It's
like
like,
me.
oh man,
What if it did? What if it did? What if the David statue is the version of that guy looks
oh,
nothing like?
well, it's supposed to be the biblical figure David, right? King David. But so he had to have somebody pose for it, right?
Nope, he doesn't look anything like that.
Oh boy,
Doesn't look anything.
what is stained to Michelangelo's record? No, whatever, no.
Nope, exactly. In the future, like if that stayed, they'd be like, man, that guy was really in. You would never know. You think, man, this is a great statue. It's not. It's trash. The guy looks nothing like that.
Yeah, except for like it's such a it's like one of the greatest pieces of artwork ever, right? Like
Yes.
crafted out of marble, trash. It doesn't look like the dude. But like, how is it that some of these sports statues are so
So bad.
off? They're not. It's not even close. It's all. They remind me of the Lionel Richie "Hello" video. For those that don't know, Lionel Richie sings "Hello." The video is he's
A blind
dating
woman
a blind
painted
woman who sculpts a
his
bust
fa-
of Lionel Richie
just from touch.
just from touch, right? And probably like the feeling she gets from when he sings, right? So
Uh-huh.
and it looks nothing like Lionel Richie.
They rotated around slowly, like, who's that guy?
But Lionel Richie, if this were a true story, would probably have to go, "Oh, it's wonderful. I love how you really captured me." No, you're blind
He
and you
should have
failed.
just he should have just smashed you with his fist. Try again.
Who the fuck is this? It's you, Lionel.
Yeah, do you know what I look like? Have you seen me? Oh no, you haven't.
Yeah. I see myself every day in the mirror. This is not me. He just picks up and throws it out the window right into a dumpster outside. No, yeah. The video is about celebrating the wonders of creativity and whatnot and love. But yeah, looking like that, and that's what it feels like. I don't understand. It feels either a sports statue is like 100% right or 100% wrong. There's no like, oh, it's kind of like it. No, that is not Dwayne Wade. There's never been a picture of Dwayne Wade that looks like that.
No. What was the reference? What was the reference photo?
Exactly. They should call him 2K. and be like, can I get the head scans of Dwayne Wade and use this reference on his phone, just spin it around, and sculpted it.
Hmm.
Or if it's even a sculpture, is it just a bronze cast? Like just get it from 2K then. They've done photographic depth camera
Of course.
scans of his head, and it's probably down to the pore. They know what his face looks like. Just do that.
Nah, nah, it wouldn't be authentic.
I don't know.
I have to just assume what he looks like. I don't even want. I want to. This is just from memory. I'm going to do my Dwayne Wade bust from
It
memory.
is. It, but it doesn't even look like it's that. Like when you're like, when you're like, oh, it looks like somebody tried to draw it from what they remember the person looked like. That you wouldn't even mistake it for Dwayne Wade except for the number.
Yes.
I go,
It was
okay,
like, ooh, this looks bad. Make sure we get the number right so people know who it is.
man. But and to not show it to Dwayne Wade beforehand.
You have to.
Yeah,
I understand you want a reaction, but anyone who did see that, it's like no one saw the bust
yes.
before they were unveiled. Not just the way it went, because somebody should have been, whoever signed the check, be like,
Somebody should have edited it. Yeah.
yeah, no, we got to redo this. This doesn't look like Dwayne Wade. Well, it's my artistic rendering. What I think Dwayne Wade. No,
Yeah.
Dwayne Wade.
You don't get
Dwayne's a
artistic
real
license on
person,
Dwayne
right?
Wade.
He's a real
Yeah.
person.
Yeah. He's not like Zeus.
Yeah, it is.
This is what I imagine Dwayne Wade would real like. Well, this is what he really looks like right here.
Ooh, I was off. I
Yeah.
was way off.
Yeah.
Ooh.
There's no point in Dwayne Wade's career and or life has he looked like that
No,
ever.
no.
That's what makes it amazing. And it's out there forever now. They have to.
They got to change it. They got to change it.
Yeah.
They got to change it.
I'm not.
It's not on
Yeah, I'm not big on like the idea of like, oh, you get a do over on stuff like that, right? But he really needs a do over. What
You got to get
he's got to be like, we're making it right, and like chop
If
off its
I
head
was-
and put on a new one or something.
If I was Dwayne Wade,
Mhm.
I would say I'm never coming back to this arena as long as that statue's face is left out there.
Yes.
You do something about this immediately.
Yes, this is embarrassing.
Well,
You maybe give a
what-
speech in front of this thing.
What if they told him, all right, Dwayne, we saw it. It does look bad, but they're building the new one right now. But this is the day we had on the calendar.
It is.
So we kind of got to show what they have out there. It's getting rebuilt. We know it's bad. And they'd have to tell them that. Because if not, I'm never coming back to the stadium until we get rid of that face.
What they should do then is they should
Mhm.
come back with a wrecking ball and let Dwayne Wade ride on it like Miley Cyrus as it smashes into the old statue.
that would be worth it. That would
Yes,
be
it
worth
would. Have a whole new event. And then, like, don't reveal the artist's name because they don't want to shame anybody, but just smash it publicly and melt it down for scrap
For
bronze.
pennies.
Yeah.
For pennies.
Yep. We're making pennies.
Bronze pennies.
Yeah, or make armor out of it or something. I don't care what you do with it. The statue, not good.
Well, you know, it'd be great. Just give it to me. Let me keep it in my house. That's something that you keep in your own house. The other you can see. Look at what this guy did.
He keeps it in the backyard and they throw shit at it. Like he has barbecues and everybody gets to throw things at the statue.
He puts it in his house and it just holds laundry that needs to be folded later. Just laundry right over you, right over the mouth.
There's just always just like a bra hanging over his head or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's fine. Do that then. But yeah, like the fact that
Yeah.
they revealed it and they did not postpone the event or anything. But
We can't.
I picture it being like you've worked on projects, you know when the deadline's
Mhm.
due, and you're racing to the end to get it done. Like all we got is the head left.
Oh, they saved the head for last.
This thing's due next week. The Heat want to see progress. Can we show them anything? Show them the shoes. Show them the jersey. We're working on the head. We're getting there.
Oh,
Show him the top of the
That's
head. He's
rough.
bald, right? Show him the bald part. We're getting there. We're working on it. And they're like, well, we're at the point of no return. The client's just gonna have to wait and see it on the day of. Yep, all right, let's do it. And that's what happened.
oh, they failed. Whoever it is failed. They.
Yeah, they did. All right. Well, we did it, Harland.
yeah, we did.
We made it another week. You know what? You know when we
What's that?
start? You know when we started last year? Week
Was it
10.
this week?
Week 10.
Oh, week 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Now we just got to figure out a way to.
I think it'd be great if my team was winning
Yeah.
at any point during the recording of this.
Yeah.
Because
Man, we
stink.
started week 10. Yeah. Like, I think the Giants probably only won 4 games since then. Maybe 5.
No, we had what's name come in. We had Tommy DeVito come in and get some wins. Tommy Cutlets came in.
All right. The Giants' record in 2023, they were 6-11.
I know we beat the Eagles for the last game, so I remember that.
All right. So starting. Let's see. Starting back from the Eagles. What year is this? 2023 or 2024? Yep, 2023. Yep. Do. We get there. Eagles final January 7th. That's a win. Previous was a loss. Previous was a loss. Previous was a loss. Previous was a win. So 2 and 3 beat the Patriots the week before. 3 and 3. Wow, 4 and 3. They beat the Commanders the week before. 4 and 3. 4 and 5. 4 and 6.
We only had 6 wins.
4 and 6. They were 4 and 7. So they've had 6 wins in that year, which
It's not very good.
it's not much worse than the Bears though. So don't
Y'all started off strong this year, so
don't fret. All right, Harland.
all right.